the Nasty Pastor. I'm back this week with another reading from Ramses, the Sunlight, Volume 1. Volume 1. And so far, as I said in the last read, it's been a very, very enlightening read, to learn about our ancestors, to learn that we forged a civilization that had lasted, has lasted over the centuries, over the centuries, when you go back, we're talking about before Christ days. A lot of stuff that was structured back then still exists today. Now you're gonna tell me we wasn't the cream, how to say this, you're gonna tell us, you can't tell me we weren't intelligent. We don't come from a bloodline of intelligence. I said it before, you know what I mean? I don't believe the black community was to ever consume a drug. You feel me? A drug. I look at that lotus flower. That look like a marijuana plant to me, to be honest with you. You get me? It looks like a marijuana plant to me. And ganja, we're talking about Africa. Ganja was the biggest export in Africa at one time. The biggest export. You get me? The biggest. So I don't feel that was a lotus plant. You get me? That may have been a marijuana plant. And see, you could take marijuana leaves, you could take marijuana seeds and make a soup. I know a man, my uncle, if I'm saying it correctly, if James Smith is my uncle, I believe he would be my cousin. You understand what I'm saying? I know he's on the same bloodline of my grandfather, Raymond Smith Sr. You feel what I'm saying? So I say this, I learned that from him, because that's what he do. You get what I'm saying? He take the marijuana seeds, he take the sticks, he make a soup out of it. Marijuana is consumable. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't feel that was a lotus plant. I just don't. You get me? It's a lot of things in history that is backwards, that is not really explained. I believe today we can get into these pyramids, these great pyramids. We're going to see hieroglyphs that is concrete to the African culture. Forge this. You understand me? Forge this. I saw somewhere today that King Herod explained to the Romans that the Jews feel that sun created them. You understand? So what I say to you is this, and I say to you that this again. You see how most people are trying to show their ears? When you look at ISIS ears, you can see this in a lot of people, right? A lot of people of today, right? See, Jews would like to take credit for that. And if you see the women, they're always praying up to that sun, right? Right? So what does that really tell you? And I never said that the only culture that existed that sat on that throne was Africans. I said every culture that exists on this planet sat on that throne, right? I rest my case. Look, you with the Nasty Pastor. Let's dive into this reading. And we are still on chapter 18. Let's roll. I'll try, but what is it? The counterfeit ink, the abandoned warehouse. I have to get to the bottom of it. Are you sure it's in your best interest to keep trying? We'd be doing the country a favor. Oh, you wouldn't want to neglect your civic duty. Ramses, I know you agree with me. I asked my mother to help us. That's great. Nothing new has turned up, though it will. We're going to get them. I couldn't care less about the ink, but I do want to get my hands on the man who tried to kill you and find out where he got his orders. The fierce determination on Ramses' face made his secretary tremble. I won't let you down, Amanat. And I'm going to pause right there and go back to my intro. There are hieroglyphs, images that show where that the light-skinned, and if the light-skinned is the Jews, have captured the Nubians. You understand me? Have captured the Nubians, because it was during the Nubians' time, and had them as slaves. You understand me? You didn't see that? They don't show a lot of it. You feel what I'm saying? But they always show or always talk about how Africans had the Jews in slavery, in captivity. You understand what I'm saying? That's big in the media. But are you showing, and are you really putting concrete on to who was on the throne at that time was a Jew? Are you? See, I look at it all, and I sit back, and I just let things fold its way out. You understand what I'm saying? I look at it all. I look at the imagery. You get me? You showing black people being captive. They're of the color brown. You understand what I'm saying? But then you're showing the people that have them in captivity as light colored, pale colored. You would think it was a European, to be honest with you. Let's finish up this reading. Sari had chartered an elegant boat that could hold 30 passengers comfortably. How delicious to float down the broad, flooded Nile to a comfortable hilltop villa surrounded by palm trees. The heat would be more bearable in the country, and the lazy, enchanting days would flow peacefully along. The captain was in a hurry to leave. The harbor patrol had just cleared them for departure. If he missed his turn, there was liable to be a 2 or 3 hour wait. Ramses is late. His sister whined. I said the fare is here. Though Sari reminded her, did they send his baggage? It was all loaded before the sun came up. Delora angrily stamped her feet. Here comes his secretary. Amanai ran up in fits and starts. Ramses had disappeared. He panted. That's the end of that chapter 18 read. And don't get me wrong when I say I'm thankful to be out of it. You get what I'm saying? But I like things to move along. And some of these chapters, you know what I mean, they're long. I'm never going to say they don't have fruit in it, but they're long. And, you know, I don't just do the reading of Ramses. I do a lot of readings. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I do 5 readings a week. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a lot. It takes a toll on me. It's a lot, you know what I mean? Because I have to present this in a way of understanding. I have to present this in a way of me knowing what I'm talking about, not just putting theories in the air and trying to influence people to agree. Now, some of this stuff you need to know. You need to stamp it. You need to understand that this is how life was. You feel me? And I just say this to you once again, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go back to something we read in the Enoch reading. You got what I'm saying? You know, the black culture, the African culture has been ridiculed so much, and we have shown the rest of the world that we're ignorant as a whole. You understand me? Ignorant as a whole. And if your oppressor can keep you feeling like you're nothing, you get me? You're nothing. We're dealing with your mental capacity now. That you're nothing. You will never believe how intelligent you are, and you will never understand the bloodline you come from. You will never get it, because you are molded to feel as you're nothing, and you are a supreme soul that walks upon this earth. Our oppressor uses drugs to manipulate your thinking. You understand me? To manipulate your thinking. Drugs make you feel like you have no self-value and no self-worth. Okay, now that people are hip to drugs, Now people are on to a moderate use of drugs, a moderation use of drugs. Now we're going to use social. You get what I'm saying? Being social with people. And social has been around since the beginning of time. You get what I'm saying? If you don't wear the best clothes, you don't come from a family of wealth, people laugh at you. People ridicule you. People set you off to the side and try to make you a loner. You understand what I'm saying? You get me? It ain't always that you're being bullied. You're being isolated. You get what I'm saying? You get it? And that makes a person feel what? Lonely. That makes a person feel they have no self-worth. That makes a person question what's wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with them. Understand? With them. They are the fickle-minded I keep speaking of. You get it? They have no self-worth. What they value has no worth in heaven. No worth. Look, let's wrap this up. I love you, and I'm out.